Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to be a Star Wars film within the Skywalker saga that is said to have the most characters out of every single movie to date in Star Wars history. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Episode 9 that a lot of people are very intrigued about is, of course, the Knights of Ren. Now, there are multiple reasons as to why a lot of fans are very invested in these characters. Number one, they're very mysterious. Number two, we don't really know too much about their backstory and exactly where they really came from. And of course, number three, they are associated with the Knights of Ren and the First Order / Supreme Leader Snoke, and we will be learning more and more about them in The Rise of Skywalker and in the official novelization and future comics for, of course, the Star Wars universe that's really going to explore these characters in greater depth. Now, what's really intriguing about Episode 9 is that J.J. Abrams wants to make this the darkest Star Wars film there is, starting things off with the Knights of Ren. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing is that it's explained that one of the scenes that were filmed during the month of October of 2018 over in Cardington involved Adam Driver and 6 unnamed actors in their 20s who portrayed the Knights of Ren in a chaotic battle sequence between themselves and the clan members in search of getting a device that once belonged to Darth Vader. Now, it's explained that in the scene, Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren are searching for Vader's Wayfinder device that will lead them to Palpatine's backup base on the world of Exegol. That Darth Vader knew about many years ago and, of course, kept it a big secret. It's explained that the costume design for the Knights of Ren used on set were dubbed as Haru Ren, Shiro Ren, Zara Ren, Kano Ren, Toru Ren, and Aki Ren. It's explained that J.J. Abrams was inspired to use the names based on samurai legend, and that he wanted to explore the Knights of Ren in the film mainly in the second act. It's described that the Knights of Ren are permanently concealed when it comes to their helmets, and that the Knights of Ren are just the latest generation of the Knights that have been around since the Old Republic era. So let's go over a couple of parts about this and as to why the Knights of Ren really are going to be a key component in Episode 9's storytelling, and exactly how they're really going to move the plot forward for this movie, especially for the character of Kylo Ren. Now, the thing about the Knights of Ren, let's go over the names here and why I actually feel that some of the names sound very odd and some of the names actually sound quite impressive by Disney and Lucasfilm. So there's Haru Ren, Shiro Ren, Zara Ren, which could very well be a female Knight of Ren. We got Kano Ren, Toru Ren, and Aki Ren. And of course, the leader of the Knights of Ren, the master himself, Kylo Ren. Now, the ones that I like the most is, of course, Kano, Zara, and of course, Shiro. I like those names. The other ones I'm not too much of a fan about, but let's go over the Knights of Ren specifically here. Now, you guys may have missed this, but the Knights of Ren species are currently completely unknown, some of which have been said to be human, which we went over a couple of months ago, but the others are actually not actually known to the Star Wars fans. We don't really know exactly, what all the Knights of Ren are really like underneath the masks. It's actually said, and we learned this just last month during the promotion of The Rise of Skywalker, is that the Knights of Ren are actually permanently concealed, their faces, I should say, permanently concealed within the helmets. They cannot take those helmets off. And that is very freaky, I must add. It really is, because it really is something new that gives you a different view of the Knights of Ren, the fact that they are so dedicated to the dark side of the Force and to this group that's called the Knights of Ren, that they even permanently conceal themselves within the helmets of these designs really is something else. And the fact that they are just the latest generation of the Knights of Ren that have existed since the Old Republic era is also yet another telltale sign that Snoke actually, developed the Knights of Ren from the very start. So, this is the latest generation. There have been multiple generations of the Knights of Ren, and that Kylo Ren is only the leader of the latest Knights of Ren. Now, we do know that J.J. Abrams originally wanted all the Knights of Ren to have lightsabers, which honestly, guys, I will be very honest with you, that's exactly what they should have done. I really don't know what the Knights of Ren are going to do with these primitive weapons like blades and spears and axes and stuff like that, daggers, etc. Sure, they're good against, fighting the resistance soldiers and stuff around those lines, because at the very minimum, there's going to be 2 Knights of Ren that actually have large blaster rifles that actually cover the other 4 Knights of Ren that have the weapons like spears, axes, daggers, you name it. So that's another thing to look forward to, is that at least one of the Knights of Ren is actually going to have a very powerful weapon that dates back to the Old Republic era. The lead Knight of Ren, we actually saw him in some of the promotional material. That large pole, that spear if you will, that has an axe at the very end, is actually said to be a weapon that dates back to the Old Republic era. So what's really exciting about the Knights though, is that there is going to be a twist with these characters at the very end of the film that's going to take things in a different direction. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.